problems.
Good afternoon,
Welcome,
race fans. Welcome back to another
So if I
Roughneck
throw a
Racing race
mean-ass
out here.
block,
And this time, Kevin, we're at the Auto Club.
Yeah, and this is the season opener of the Super Series on Fridays. It's a
look,
little bit
bro,
different than
I
the
don't
Wednesday
want to
series
have
we're used to seeing here with
I don't want to
Roughneck.
have to give anyone an EOL.
It's
Okay?
a non-super speedway schedule, and it's also a no pro schedule. So it's going to be more of those intermediate tracks and more of those intermediate
What's the
drivers.
EOL?
No pros, so it's going to be a lot tighter of a field. As I am seeing Malik Ray on voice comms, Luke, I wasn't able to hear it. Maybe he's on RC.
Hello?
I
I would
wouldn't
have to take a
imagine he's allowed
guess.
to race.
Yeah, I would take a guess. I'm not
Good luck,
seeing
everybody.
him on
This
the
could be a fun
current
one.
driver listing right now. No, he is in there, but he's not reading on the field. So I believe he is going to be our race control on the evening. But we got a decent-sized grid going, Kevin, and they're starting to move. You want to get that thing going?
Yeah, and I'll take away the grid. How about getting your pole tonight? No one's surprised. Leads a lot of laps out here is going to be Kyler Wynn. And on his outside, it's going to be Alex Hill. So two very fast drivers on the front row. That second row is going to be Freddie Bassinez, who just won on Wednesday, and Kenny Reel. Third row is going to be James Shenewolf and Dylan Jones. Fourth row is going to be Nicholas Warner and Steve Sizemore. Fifth row is going to be Brian Hennings and Cameron Craighead. Sixth row, Trevor Asmanoff and Sterling Tice. Seventh row is going to be John Darnell and Chris Melton. Eighth row is going to be David Flanagan and Danny Barnes. Next row is going to be Corey Wright and what reads as Malik, but he's not going to be in the race. He is on RC for the night. Next up is Dylan Basin, who really dominated the, races we tried with these, non-season with RNR as far as this series goes. And on his outside is going to be Stephen Miles. Next up is going to be Vicente Guerrero and Christopher McCullough. Next up, Tyler Vickery of Ninth Gear and Kenny McCullough, James Wagner, and not actually Luke Freeman, because he is alongside me in the booth. Then we're going to see Pete Dillon and John Ward, Douglas Camp and Sean Corbett, James Waring, Chase Mastretta, and Derek Rowley. To round out your field, pace car is in. We're going across the Geico restart zone, and we are green here. It comes fast, Luke.
Yeah, you really couldn't have timed that any better, Kevin. And we'll have to wait here for a couple minutes for all of the paints to load in here. That was one thing I seem to have forgotten to load up, but they'll be loading in here momentarily. But as of right now, it's Kyler Wynn with the jump. Alex Hill on his door.
There's no surprise that, Kyler Wynn and Alex Hill are both front row because they are very fast at just about every track we see them at, Luke.
And they're off to a great start so far. And Alex Hill making the transfer down to the inside, and he's going to be the race leader this time.
Yeah, and he's in that good-looking 77 purple car out there, and the 82 of Kyler Wynn in that red and white. We see him and so often, but how about Kenny Reel? Right on their tail, really trying to close it in, get some speed going. Yeah, and as every paint scheme's loading in, as you can see, so are the cars. And Alex Hill leading this one early here, Luke, but there's 100 laps here, so, anything could happen. Hey, James, how we doing, brother? Alex Hill still leading this one single file through the first 5, 6, 7-ish, and then it really starts getting shaky around Steve Sizemore, Brian Hennings, Cameron Craighead. They're all looking for a top 10 position. Luke, I don't want to quite talk about payouts yet while we're green, but I will say at lap 50, there's going to be someone getting a little extra $30 for being that halfway leader, so something to pay attention to.
Kevin, I wish I really was running this race, because that $30 would go a long way right now, seeing as how I have confirmed here that I just lost a $500 action camera just an hour ago. So might have to enter these races and start making some money, Kevin.
I didn't come across shit.
Yeah, and Luke, last time we tried entering these races, it just put us in more of a hole because these are some quick drivers. And looking at the chat, Rob, I know personally I've never banned you from our chat. We like to, really put a lot of attention into the First Amendment around here, so I don't think we would have banned you from Ninth Gear.
Sure. But regardless,
anyways, Alex
still
Hill
in the lead.
Yeah, in top 10, how about Dylan Basin sneaking into that top 10? He started P15, so he's headed in the right direction. We know he's fast at these intermediate tracks, especially the short tracks, Luke.
You know, Kevin, I personally am not. I'm absolutely horrible at these short tracks. I can just never seem to figure it out. Super speedways are more my thing, but, you know, at least from what we've seen out here, it seems to be the rhythm. Can you find the right rhythm out here, and can you find the right rhythm to save your tire wear out here? 'Cause, I mean, do you have a read on how many tires we have out here tonight, Kevin? Do you remember, or do we gotta check?
We should probably check. I would take a guess and say not enough, because these guys are going to wear them down quick out here. If we stay green for a while, that is.
4 sets of tires. So they're going to have to be very conservative.
It's about 25 laps on each set. I think it's more or less going to be a matter of, you know, when can you take them? Because if we're going to have long green runs out here, I would imagine the fuel window's a lot more than 25 laps. But I'll also check on that. And Luke, if you don't mind checking once again, can you see what percentage fuel we're on tonight? I think it was 50, but it didn't say on the flyer.
I'm seeing 65.
65. So let me see if I can get a read on about what the windows are going to be looking like tonight. It's going to be kind of hard though, because I don't even think they run Auto Club anymore. Yep, my final analysis on that is going to be not exactly fucking sure, so when these guys come in, we'll know that's when the window is.
Sounds good to me, and they're about 2 wide, a little bit way through the back. That's Kenny Reels, Freddie Bassnez, James Shanewell. They're all kind of running that little clump right there, and boy, they're all kind of sticking to that 2-file wide pretty much most of the way through. We saw a little bit of contact there between the number 60 and the number 75.
And the 8 car of Steve Sizemore goes up the track a little bit in front of the 74 car of Brian Hennings, but they keep it clean. Seems like it's, you know, kind of some controlled chaos out here early, Luke. These guys have it figured out, but they are not single file like we saw at the very beginning.
Yeah, and Kevin, apparently my my trade paints just decided that it didn't want to show up to work today, so waiting for that to restart. The paint's loaded back on the vehicles out here. You know, Kevin, I personally don't know too much about the Auto Club, but at least just from what I'm seeing out here, they don't seem like they got the, you know, the tightest of turns out here. I mean, just looking at the track map, we'll pull that on up. Oh my god. Oh my god! What the fuck? What in the Sam hell fuck just happened? Chris Melton's in the grass.
I think some sort of wreck has occurred that has just
bugged our whole UI. I mean, I just saw everything start to freeze, and I was like, huh, my internet just sucks, and I just saw cars everywhere.
We're gonna have to go back and see what happened there, because that shit was, I mean, a mess. We see the 52 of Chris Melton involved.
52 got tied off the turn.
I want to say, I can't tell who that is because they're spinning so hard.
Yeah.
Malik was saying it, but you were talking over him. But
well, I apologize.
Oh I mean, it just...
Hell yeah.
I don't know if it's an issue of our UI just bugging out when it's this many vehicles, but it seems like they all just kind of jittered there. Yeah, look at that. I'm on my onboard right there, and oh my god. We see 2, 3, 4 vehicles involved there. We see Kenny McCullough.
Anybody need like any
off the
clears
track,
or
Chris Melton off
EOL
the
or
track,
anything, or
Sterling
no?
Reese went off the,
Give
Sterling
41
actually
EOL.
crashed. We're hearing a 40, the 41 is getting an EOL.
Let's take a look at the 52 of Chris
Hey,
Melton's
Malik, is there
overhead.
stage?
I know he was in the heart of that one.
I just genuinely don't
Um,
think it'll even let us keep up with it.
Allow you.
Yeah, it literally just bugs out as soon as the contact is
Pathway
made.
leader gets like $30.
Definitely interesting. This isn't
No
one of the
problems
biggest
there, right?
fields we've had. So,
James, is there a stage in this or no?
I'm not too sure if it maybe wasn't, you know, an
No, sir.
issue
No
of
stage break.
internet there, but can you, or what is that? James Wagner's vehicle.
That
is
will
not
be a
looking
no
good,
on
Kevin.
the
He's gonna be
stage.
coming to the pits.
Thank
yeah, and you know, that hood bouncing up and down is always
Are we
a
still doing the halfway
telltale sign that
leader
something's
thing, or are
wrong
we
with
not
the
gonna
car.
have to do that yet?
Then you go black through here waiting on someone.
What do you want to set the line at? We're 21. We're both 21 years old. Same age, few months off, but let us know what the average guess was.
Yeah, what was the guess there? We're seeing a vast majority of the pits out here, Kevin. I'm seeing a lot of vehicles that aren't actually on the track. I think we're only reading 25 vehicles on the track as of right now.
Okay.
Not too sure if most of that was just RC and control and everything like that, but I'm definitely reading either a couple guys out or a couple guys just not racing. So if anybody could tell me why Trade Paints just continues to crash whenever I open it, I am all ears.
Is it
Rob,
open?
you can go fuck
or-
yourself thinking we're 17. I do not sound 17.
Rob likes
Wrong
watching
about-
17-year-olds. But
It's my
Community
Trade
Is
Paints.
it-
Just I mean, like, it
Pedal
launches,
working?
it loads all the paints, it stops for a minute, and then everything just closes.
hey, all jokes. But it's like actually full closing, like even in like Task Manager, it's just
I mean, like, dude, I'm looking at all
crashing.
the carrots, and like 8 of them open, and 8 of them all just close simultaneously. I'm watching it again, or
Oh,
hoping
yeah.
that it sorts itself out again, but a night of mysteries, it
I know
seems,
that-
Kevin.
I know there was that issue one time where you had to turn off numbers and iRacing. You know what I'm talking about? When Baker
Yeah.
came by and
Yeah, but this is just an issue. I've never actually had it, you know. I don't know, just
yep.
it's being weird. Still loading them all. So far, so good.
Yeah, Chase, I guess they would let anybody broadcast, even people that have Minecraft videos favorited like yourself.
Yeah, I mean, it just loads every single paint scheme, and then it just closes.
Huh.
Give it the old task manager
Definitely
1-2.
interesting.
But we're under caution, so we're not really in a big rush, so we can get it figured out.
Hey, we appreciate it, chat. We appreciate it. But facing around, what I think is going to be a couple more times as Luke tries to figure out his
Watch this.
trading paints.
About to reappear.
I mean, like it.
Yeah, no, it's
Yeah, this is
Oh, yep, there
this is
he
a
is.
new one,
I
Kevin.
wonder if it might need an update. Honestly,
I told you.
I've never heard of it just not opening.
Yeah, it opens. It loads all of them,
Working
and then it
me out,
closes,
pretty.
which is just terrific. But I'm gonna keep fighting that and see if I can figure that out. And I'll let you kind of call the first lap or two while I see if I can get that sorted out.
Yep, pace car is in. I mean, it's still Alex Hill and Kyler Warren on the front row, to nobody's surprise. Alex Hill picked up one position on that little green run for about 10 laps, and we're going to see what he's able to do with it now as he hops in front of Kyler Wynn, and Kenny Reel takes control of the inside. He's being pushed by Freddie Bassinez. Third line starts to kind of open up even, as they're all sorted out. That's going to be Dylan Jones up there on the high side, and Alex Hill and Kyler Wynn
down here, boy.
just running away from it and fighting each other up there.
They're
Single
pretty
file
wide getting
now.
ready to go into the turn there, Kevin. That's going to be dangerous. It's
Ooh,
gonna
yeah,
back
it
too
is.
wide.
Single file through the front 5 or 6 now, and seems the preferred line is about 2 into 3 there through the front stretch. As Alex Hill just, I don't know, Luke, if you can take a look right now at lap timings, but I would imagine he's got one of the quickest. Got the
Got
clean
that
air,
stuff there,
got
right?
the advantage. Yeah. Oh well, no, actually.
Yeah, I mean, this is an interesting one, Kevin. I'm getting the trade paints open. I'm seeing it open. Then it closes on my actual desktop because I can't see it. Then I see it on the carrot, and it stays there until I click the carrot open to look at it, and then it disappears. I mean, I'm literally playing cat and mouse with trade paints right now. This is a new one. If anyone's got any solutions, let us know.
My only advice, and I don't know if we should riot mid-race, but go to control panel, just delete it and reinstall it. if you don't want to deal with that, you know, a lot of these guys got pretty looking default skins out here tonight, but maybe under caution, or even if you want me to take these laps. But it seems like fastest lap out here tonight so far. I'm seeing none quicker than the 04 of Chris McCullough with a 39.72. Currently running P5. We just saw a couple fastest laps there, including Cameron Craighead and Kenny Rio, both getting a 39.71. I think that's going to be your fastest now. But very tight lap timings for the majority of the guys out here. Very tight pack, aside from the 7 car, 30 car.
Getting a little swirly there, going into turn 3.
Yeah, and he tried to come out of line to get that speed down low, and maybe clipped him a little bit, and they shake around, but still green, still clean. We're racing, and they're gonna fight, maybe file back in. They're really racing back there for that, I think it's the 7th and 8th position.
Really not wanting to fall off pace here, Kevin. See the field kind of split overhead here. You can just see the difference in space between these guys. Watch.
What cameras?
All the ones I usually see. But we're under caution now as the cameras are back.
Checking up heavy for pace car, Pete.
Oh, I think it's right across the front stretch, Kevin. What it looked like. Look back and watch. We didn't really get the best view on it. It looks like
Yeah,
it
bottom
right
on the
around
restart
Steve's
fucking
size.
blows.
We'll maybe watch
I'll just say that.
Here. That is a very tall chopper view. Goodness.
Ain't just the restart. The bottom anytime on the racetrack blows.
8. Oh.
I went from fucking third
Yeah, and
to
Chase,
lap.
as we say time and time again, any viewers that are dissatisfied can, suck my dick from behind.
Ethan, that is
you
back
can always
and hit the fucking road. Don't let the door
He then
hit you on
got
the way
hit
out.
from the back.
But,
What happened?
yeah, it looks like the 75 gets
We're
bumped
gonna
in the
have to EOL the
rear.
75.
I think that's going to be, James Schwanawolf, or however you say it.
About 15 different
And,
times, and then it just went around, dude. I'll take it. All on me.
See him going for the pass on the inside.
I was just watching it. It took so long for the overcorrect to happen.
Oh, he gets a little loose.
Oh, he just got loose and then gets hit by the 60 after losing the speed. That's going to be Freddie Bassinez,
Oh, man,
but I don't think.
Clear there. Some dude didn't catch up.
Yeah, I don't think there's going to be any blame there on Freddie Bassinez. It seemed like the 75 car just got a little loose on his own doing, and then it resulted in him getting hit in the rear.
And I mean, it goes to show, Kevin, these shorter tracks, you go a little too fast on the exit, it can really cause that back end to slide out from under you.
Oh boy, I guess I'm the only one that didn't take tires.
That's going to be our second caution of the afternoon.
I didn't either.
Now, Kevin. So we jump back live here. Steve Sizemore in the pits. He was involved there near the later end of that one. James as well in there after being involved in that one.
They might run out if they take too many.
But it's going to be Corey Wright out here with the lead, Kevin. Josie pitted on lap 10.
Thanks, genius.
That's
Seems to
a
still
good
be doing
observation
well.
there, Craighead.
Looks like
Well, thank you.
a lot of the field pit here, I want to say. With him staying out here, it's going to cycle well for him, but he's going to be on 8-lap shorter tires than the rest of them. I know we got some Corey Wright fans in the chat.
And he's going to have his first taste of lead out here tonight, Kevin, but Brian Henning's going to be on his outside. That's a tough guy to beat.
95. I was burning it up.
Did you say you were 97 or 96?
97, 97 on both right sides.
What's going on, Cameron?
So what's up? How we doing?
We are under our
I can
second
believe, Sean,
caution
'cause you were
of the
included.
afternoon. Kind of waiting here to see if the RC gives
Malik, check Discord.
any nods to what happened at that
They
one.
don't believe me, dude?
What we saw, it just looked like the
I
75
believe
got
you
loose on the
too.
exit.
Out of everybody
I
I
don't know if we're going to get any callings on that one, but regardless, they're going to be going green here. It's going to be 21. I believe that's lap 21. Still see a couple of the guys in the pits right now. Kenny McCullough making his way out. Steve Sizemore as well.
Wow, as I said this last night, for some reason I'm always around you on the track.
Well, Cameron, we love to have you out here. It's been some exciting racing so far. We're already under our second caution out here, and only closing in on a quarter done with the race out here. But not the biggest field in the world, but it's been no short of action. You know, Cameron, if you have any fix to why trading paints would be just randomly close it after launching it, like watching it load all the way up, load all the cars, and then just close it, we are all ears.
Yeah, and you know, pace car is in. It's going to be the command of the 24 car of Corey Wright, and Brian Hennings is going to be on his side. And wow, we are wrecking right off the rip.
Oh my, and they're loose on
Not
the
sure what happened there. Yeah, I don't know what that was. It looked like someone was swerving right off the rip, and
Hell yeah, turn it back
I
down
mean,
the
you
track,
saw what we
baby.
saw. We're gonna have to go back and analyze that one because there's gonna be some angry drivers after an incident like that.
They're dead.
Oh boy, Kevin, this is... Let's watch it in slow-mo here. So they're going across the Geico restart now. Yeah, Cameron, I've closed it. You know, Kevin, or Cameron, if there was anything to close, I would, but it just will not even stay running long enough for me to close it. There's no background tasks or anything. We're seeing the stuff up kind of happen on that outside line.
Pace car's on the back stretch, guys.
Yeah. Looks like that third car in line there. I'm not quite sure who it is.
Happening up front.
Gets loose and then kind of gives the business to
got it into,
who is that right
Tyler,
there that goes
and then
all the way
after that,
across
he
the
was, like,
field
trying to stay
with
there,
Iris
and
and
then
logo on their
That's
hood?
going to be
came
the
back down in
number
the traffic,
114
so we're going to put that one on Vicente.
Vicente Guerrero.
Hell yeah.
Vicente Guerrero, yeah, he just gets kind of
No,
punched
Presta.
out. I don't know who
No,
is in that orange car. Maybe Tyler Vickery. I'm reading he's orange. I don't know if you want to look at Tyler Vickery and see if that's him.
Well, not quite the guy to ask on colors, Kevin, but we'll go back and take a look if it is.
Well, just look at Tyler Vickery's on board. I mean, just see if you'll know if it's him getting loose out there. Yeah, I think that's
him on the outside.
yeah. Yeah, he gets kind of pushed out, comes back in,
Can you tell me when the six cars that were in?
and yeah, that was
Absolute chaos.
kind of a mess out there on that outside line. So, you know, definitely going to upset some drivers. Definitely going to end
Pace cars at pure road exit.
maybe one or
I don't
two
know if
guys'
you said
days.
entrance
But
or exit, sorry.
we're back to pacing around here, Luke, for the third time of the night.
Alright,
Fourth time?
thanks.
I think
Third time of the night.
Yep, third time of the night, third caution.
Yeah. But yeah, Luke, I think now would be a good time if you want to try it to go to control panel, uninstall a program, get rid of it. I can send you the download link to it if you want me to.
Yeah, and I'm seeing if I can get that done.
I sent you the install link on Discord. It's a very quick download because it just auto links to your iRacing. So that might help. If not, you know, I'm about shit out of ideas. Cameron, if you're still here, let us know how the guys with Loveridge and the guys, well, and Hefe's doing over there on the Texas race. I know it's just a practice race, but always interested to see how that's doing.
And we're currently working through the reinstallation of trade paints right now, and that's incredible to me. It has never not saved my login. But there we go. Okay. Getting it with the old reinstall right now, and hopefully we'll see if that fixes things, Kevin.
Yeah, and you know, we can only hope. Right now, though, it looks like it's going to be Wright, Hennings, Jones, Aspernoth, Craighead, Darnell, McCullough, Warner, Basin, and Hill in your top 10 right now, with Hill, Wynn, Basin as real still your top 4 on that, strategy of lap 18.
It's showing it's downloading all the cars once again. We'll see if it stays running. One can only hope, but...
Yeah, that's what I like to hear, Cameron. LM boys running up front, Hefe running up front. About to take over the league. Big things are coming. We just got to get you in a car. Get some of that oval racing in.
Oh, yeah.
That's God's racing. That's America's racing right there, Luke.
Goddamn right, Kevin. It's my favorite. I mean, I always comment on the big super speedways. You know that. Yeah, I mean, just the
Same issue?
The same shit, different day, Kevin. Trade paints, I guess, can go fuck themselves too today.
Yeah, we'll figure it out later, but right now it's racing time as pace car has come in, and we're going green for the 4th time tonight. And we are green, right? Still in first. Henning's still next to him. A couple of green cars up there. Henning's, Craighead, McCullough, and Aswinoff to follow. Ooh, yeah, these guys are trying to make positions quick, and they are bumping.
There, and the number 4
oh, and there goes Chris
and they're
McCullough.
wrecking hard.
Oh, the 24 is involved, the 89 is involved, the 04 is involved.
Holy shit.
Way the fuck down going into that turn.
Oh my.
Let me get some names for you, Luke, from just what I've seen. I saw Trevor Aswinoff into that one. I saw Corey Wright into that one.
John
I saw Christopher McCullough into that one. John Darnell.
100 laps.
Right as well. Although we'll go back and watch that one, Kevin. That was a pretty big wreck. I mean, we saw the 3 wide off there off the jump, and I mean,
Yeah, well, please.
I could smell it coming, Kevin. We'll swap to the overhead here and see if we can catch where that one happened.
It looked like Kyler got jammed to the bottom there, and yeah, he gets pushed down, nowhere to go, and it just happens right in front of him. He muscles through. Who is that up there in P4, Luke? Could we take a close-up look at Kyler Wynn there? Because aside from the main wreck we just saw there, it seemed like another car caught a stray next to him after the wreck. Just go ahead and take a look at the chopper of the 82 car, Kyler Wynn. I know it happened up there near him. I don't think it was him.
Pace car turn 3.
But looking back,
a little bit in front of him. We'll maybe watch the.
Am I able to get
looking at this right here, I'd assume it's gonna be that. What is that? 820.
Let's see. I know it happened to me.
After the wreck, and boom, yeah, and he goes for a spin there. That's all I was, referring to. Who is that?
He came down to you, that's why I gave him the EOL.
I gotcha.
That is the 89, I believe. Yeah, 89.
No. I'm talking in front of the 82, right there in that black Exalta car. Is that 020?
Yeah, the 020.
That's going to be Dylan Basin. He spins as well. So it looks like we're going to see 89 involved, 04 involved, 020 involved, 24 involved.
It just causes a big checkup, and then everyone.
Shit, I think there was even a couple
everyone
more.
dies from it.
Maybe the 11. We're going to see right here if he gets through. Oh, 74, Brian Hennings. He's into it hard.
It's like he just slammed on the fucking brake.
Yeah, it just fanned out, Luke, and it was. I mean, I don't know. Have we heard from Malik?
I haven't heard anything in too particular here, Kevin, but it's been a little difficult to hear, I'll be honest.
And I can't hear it, Luke, so I gotta ask you, does it seem more, loud and rowdy in a series like this, or more loud and rowdy in the Wednesday series with the Super Speedways?
I've heard a little bit, Kevin, but honestly, I've heard a little more in the Wednesday series so far. But
yeah,
we still got a lot of racing.
That makes sense. Everyone's right on top of each other in the Super Speedways. But Dylan Basin, as long as he kept it, off the wall, which I'm pretty sure he didn't get too much damage from his spin, he's riding a really good position. Kyler is. And then, obviously the 75 car, Shayna Wolf getting through it. So it definitely mixes things up,
How
Luke.
much you get from that, Alex?
Yeah, it definitely does, Kevin. And I believe it's going to be lap 29 when we go green out here. What? With the lead of James, is it?
Is it getting damage?
We're calling it Shayna Wolf. We're probably botching that, and we apologize, but that's what we're rolling with.
Either way, he's going to have the lead on the inside and Dylan Basin on the outside.
What about you?
He was involved
I had
in that
30
just a
seconds.
moment ago, Kevin. The 020.
It's a nice looking
Yeah,
butt
you know,
right
ninth
there.
tier racing
Yeah,
zone.
that's
Tyler
it.
Vickery looking in a top 5 or 6 position right now, Luke.
And how about him? He's out there representing the boys right now. He's running P5. He's on the inside line. He's going to have a decent bit of room here off the jump. Assuming we don't see a little bit of what happened earlier, Kevin. That was definitely quite the restart. That's for sure.
Oh, no doubt about it. And, you know, it kind of seems like these, we had that good green run right off the rip, and then it's just been kind of a caution fest since then.
Give me that right rear, boy. Come here.
I mean, I'll be honest, once the wreck happened, it really didn't seem like the guys were all that upset, I'll be honest. I was expecting a lot more yelling after seeing that many vehicles. We all hold on to it and keep the composure. So,
And, you know, as we're pacing around, pace car is going to come in this time. We're going to go green this time by with the 75 car, Shannon Wolf, and the 020 of Dylan Basin on the front row. Kyler Wynn and Kenny Real to follow, and we are green racing here once again for the 5th time tonight on lap 29 of the Roughneck Racing Super Series. Dylan Basin on the outside, getting a lot of speed. Him and Kyler both. That's going to shuffle the 75 car back into 3rd. We're seeing pushing, and we're seeing, ooh, hold it together, fellas. And Dylan Jones, I do believe that is. I'm not quite sure, but
corner there,
yeah, I think that's going to be Dylan Jones. Goes sideways, but we're still green out here. As Dylan Basin has opened up about a half-second lead on everybody else's. They're really fighting each other, and he's got the, you know, preferred lane, clean air, everything he could ask for out here, just putting up best laps to his ability. We got 20 to go until that halfway point where somebody's going to be crowned the winner of $30, and then we have 70 to go until the end of this race. Dylan Basin leads, but they are coming, and they are coming fast. Kyler Wynn's closing in by a tenth of a second in the past lap. Kenny Reel's following him with a lot of speed, and then behind that, there's double wide, maybe looking to try to make a triple. I wasn't able to hear that, but I did see Dylan say something on the radio, so maybe saying,
apologies
you know.
there. Had to take a brief phone call there, but they're 3 wide in the back right now, Kevin. But
yeah, and they're racing hard. There's no
Oh,
doubt that they're racing
outside.
hard. Yeah, and you know, you gotta wonder, is this what the guys up front want to see? Do they want to, you know, make this less of a car, or less of a race as far as the cars in the front go?
You know, it's tough to say, Kevin, but either way, Jones seems to have, I mean, I saw what, it was tough for me to really see what happened back there. I just saw him drastically losing speed, but he seems to be alright now. He's running his lines fine. Maybe, tell you what, let's give me the option to go back and look. Oh yeah, he just gets loose on the exit. Starts flipping and sliding around. Just manages to hold it together. And the car's barely making it around him. Jeez, that was a close one.
Yeah, and you know, Luke, on the subject of losing speed fast, how about Freddie Bastinez? He is falling back about a second a lap. He's now
boy,
11 seconds back.
Yeah,
Yep,
Kevin, his
a
car
lot
looks
of damage.
fucked. And
Oh.
there's that outside wall again.
I would assume that's a steering problem because we see it a lot at these intermediate tracks, getting into the wall a little bit, and, you know, that possibly, being your night.
Yeah, and his car is not looking good, Kevin. He's going to probably have to come in and get that, that front hood all kinds of
Hey,
reshaped
fellas,
to
there's
make that
70
air low.
laps left. Let's relax.
We're hearing,
Emily, calm
hearing
down.
the word from the RC to relax. So we'll see how the drivers take to that.
You said there's 10?
Still about single file there throughout the most of the front and back. There's a little bit of 2 wide racing near the back. on Lisa. And oh, they're 3 wide there. Just a couple rows back to the lead, Kevin.
Yeah, and Lisa, just to fill you in, trading paint's not working, so the car that you're going to be looking for is that orange car on our screen right now, running about P7. I know you're
Oh,
going
and
to be looking
75
for
sideways
Tyler.
across the front stretch.
Saw that coming.
Ooh, 75 gets
James
turned.
Shanawolf.
I think we might stay green here.
We will.
It doesn't look like anybody else is going to be involved in that. Oh, there it is.
Yep.
The yellow decides to fly. Don't know if something happened after that urged that decision, or
not
if
reading anything else. I
Caution
think
for
that was
shit, but I mean,
probably
like,
our
Jesus
cause
Christ,
right
guys.
there.
I would assume
like,
so. And you know,
come
technically
on,
it was
man.
a
Fucking
2 or more
straightaway.
car incident,
Lock
as
in, fellas.
that was not a self spin. So we're gonna have to go back and see how
He
that one
side
happened,
drives him like that
since we're
for,
pacing
like,
around.
wax.
And I'm hearing a good bit of chatter from
Yeah,
the
I've
RC
seen
here,
it coming
Kevin. They're
3
not
laps
happy with
before
how
it
hard
happened.
these guys are racing each other with 70.
I think we
just
should be
sub
more
70 laps to
aggressive. Oh,
Yeah, and you know, Luke, I can't really blame them. We're on pace for 14 or 15 cautions at the pace we're currently at.
Can I get a
So,
flag clear for
you know,
unsafe pit exit?
luckily we aren't charging anybody, you know, hourly or by minutes or anything crazy like that, because I think we would be in for quite a payday if we were.
You know, Kevin, back to the
There's
whole
levels to this shit.
lost camera thing. That would greatly benefit me. But we'll watch the overhead here. We're watching the overhead of James Shanawolf right now. He was the one that was sideways there, so see the third line gets a little stuffed there. He goes back down to 2 wide. Now, I can't tell if the 77 comes up into him or if... I'll have to maybe go back and watch that in slow-mo here. So he's running that high line right now.
Maybe a bit of netcode. Looking at it again, try to find out if those two actually get into each other. 75 maybe gets sucked on a little bit, trying to get into the draft
They're
of
still close.
the car in P3.
Oh yeah, there's contact there. There's definitely contact.
Yeah, that's... I wouldn't say that's netcode. I don't know. I think they both moved a little bit. I think if they both... I want to say the 77 moved a little bit more than the 75, but... You know, that's the dreaded job of Malik Ray tonight, not us, so, you know. You guys... We've done our job of showing you guys what happened. It's up to you to decide, who's to blame there.
Yeah, and, just watching that replay there, Kevin, I'm gonna have to take your side on that one.
A little bit more 77 than 75 type of deal.
You know, just looking back, and I'll bring it back one more time for the viewers, just so we can really see. Focus on that. Look right on the right side tires of the 75 right now. You see that line he's running right now? That black line right there up near the high line of the track right now? Keep your eye on that line when they start getting close to each other. You'll see the 77 come up into him. So you still see that line right there. The 75 is still hugging that line. He has not dipped down below that line right now. Still holding the edge of the line. And you see the 77 just come up into the line.
Slowly coming
barely.
up.
And it's just the slightest bit of contact that just sends the 75 sideways. Sends him with a little bit of damage, but it doesn't seem like much, but either way, he's still going to go into the triangle.
Good on him to get it.
Yeah,
out of the way of that wall, because that is a long pit exit wall, and that could have been dangerous for him.
And he's still riding P9, Kevin, so he is not out of this one.
Yeah, I think the caution really saved him there. That would have been detrimental if it stayed green, but we're seeing some pits, Luke. It looks like we're seeing Freddie Bassinez coming in, maybe seeing if he can do something about that damage. Wagner's in the pit, Sizemore, Barnes, but then
Melton as well. I'm reading Melton in there as well.
I think Steven Miles might have went and just came out.
Black clear.
You know, Kevin, we've seen quite a few cautions out here, Kevin. We have seen 5 out here, and it's only 37 laps. So we've seen a lot more pacing than we have racing out here. And it seems like the guys are just, they're getting into it early.
Yeah, and you know, assuming
you doing that Alabama 500?
we got about 4 laps on pacing, 3 or 4 laps on pacing. That's, you know, 15, 20 laps. About half, I'd say about half this race has been under caution so far, Luke. So, you know, no question as to why the RC is telling them to calm down a little bit out here. A lot of racing left.
Oh, yeah.
But I will say, we have 13 laps until someone is crowned the winner of that $30, so maybe that's why they're racing so hard.
Hey, never know, Kevin. With the money on the line in these races, it really does create a different environment and how tough these guys race each other just throughout the entire race in general. As opposed to
You know,
something
look, I
you're
gotta ask you, what would you do with $30?
Good luck, drivers.
Well, Kevin, I would probably put it towards getting a new camera, if I'm being completely honest with you.
Good luck. Go back to more.
Yeah, you know, that's fair.
What about you, Kevin? What would you do with 30 bucks?
I don't think you want to know, I'll be honest with you. I'll tell you after stream.
Fair enough, Kevin. Figured you would say all on red, but... Anyways, enough about
No,
us.
I'm
It's
a-
about the drivers. Going across the Geico restart, and we're going green out here once again.
Can I get a
Bit
black
of a
clear?
rocky
You know, look-
restart there again.
If I was a real gambling man, I'd be in this race right now, Luke.
Phenomenal restart.
This thing could go any way. We have 18 cars on the lead lap out here.
Sorry, Kyler.
Aston is maybe able to get that damage under control, or at least some of it. Yes, he was able to pit and get out in the lead lap, but definitely not looking the best, so I might have lied.
Oh! And there's that exit wall. Yeah, he's definitely
Yeah,
fighting the car right now, Kevin.
If I had to take a guess, Luke, he went in, had about 40 seconds of required repairs, did them, said, you know, fuck the optionals, came out, and is probably, you know, realizing maybe the optionals were necessary.
It's
pretty basic.
all the way throughout the
Dylan Basin leads this one. Kenny Real second, Cameron Craig had third, Vickery and McCullough take fourth and fifth. It seems to be a lot of that, you know, they're running each other tight, but not making as many passes as you'd almost imagine with how tight they actually are running each other out here.
I mean, I really feel like these guys are... Well, I mean, we know they only have 4 sets of tires out here, and they burn up pretty fast out here at a track like this, so my guess is maybe they're just trying to run their respective lines out here so the tire wear stays in check. At least that'd be my thinking process on the high line. It's too wide throughout most of the front. Single file wide throughout most of the front there. Tyler Vickery and Christopher McCullough are making the move on that inside line. He's right on P7, 19th zone. See how this race looks from this point of view. Sure is, Lisa. We're not even halfway through this race right now. We've still got about 8 laps till we hit that halfway point. We've seen a lot of tough racing out here where they've sort of got it under control. We've seen quite a few green laps in this previous stretch. Not running any more than 2 wide as it stands. Got no problem with that. It's keeping the race green, and yeah, definitely a lot of moves going on here early. A lot of line transfers. A lot of people trying to figure out what works out here. That halfway point, they really got to get that groove figured out in the back stretch of this race. Put themselves in a winning position, and they're 3 wide going into turn 1. Quickly fades back down to 2 wide. Now on the inside line, he's going to get a decent run, but kind of slides out there. Not too sure what happened. Brings it back in tight. But what I'm getting out of this, just watching these guys, is like they're getting really close in the back streets, at least door to door. So maybe side track is a big factor out here in this track, but.
Come on, guys, Rick.
Yeah, and Luke, we're only 7 laps away from that. I don't know if they're
Where you want to shot?
going under caution at the 50 lap mark, or if it's just, you know, whoever's leading at the 50 lap mark is going to get paid out. can you see if Wagner's on the track?
Yep, he's out there.
All right, I was gonna bug him about it, but if he's out there putting up laps, I'll leave him alone. Oh yeah, he's on lead laps, so yeah, I'll definitely be leaving him alone.
I just got that.
Tyler
You
Wynn
good?
looking at the inside line now.
Nah,
He's
you're
fought his way
good.
back
I
up
was
to
off
the
the wall a
lead.
little bit. That was
Decent
probably
position.
more me than you.
Going bases.
Yeah, all good. I just got tight and I needed it, so I didn't have it go. Sorry, dude.
Is there an earthquake happening in your background, man?
Chris, you're blinking like crazy.
Tyler Wynn making the pass on Dylan Basin, but they are running each other tight. Seems like nobody's been able to get any space out here tonight.
Okay, if you gotta make a lap 50, I'll be leaving the session.
As we're driving around, get your binoculars out because I'm not sure why that camera is on. But Dylan Basin in the lead here, and trying to get a word also on if we're stopping at the halfway point. Top 10 is going to be Wynn, Basin, Rio, Craighead, McCullough, Jones, Shenawolf, Flanagan, Hill, and Tyler Vickery, with 18 cars on the lead lap out here.
Well, this is fun to watch right here.
As we are working to get that camera fixed.
Take it, Tyler. I'm gonna give it to you.
It seems as though Luke might have wandered off to wet the whistle, but forgot to change the camera back to interactive. So rest assured, though, you're not missing too much, and seems he's back. Maybe.
Seems like we just got unassigned a driver there for some reason. I don't know what that was about.
Just hit me. Just get to me.
I told the chat you might have had to go wet the whistle, and it might have been set to scenic, but
Yep, and the whistle
as you see,
is wet, and we are good to go.
as you can see, Kyler Wynn still in the lead here. Dylan Basin right on his tail. Kenny Reel up there. Those three have really dominated this race, Luke.
You know, Kevin, I really want to be, I really want to check out here. I want to see who put up a faster time out there in these top speed ones. Me running up and down the stairs after getting my drink and seeing the hurry back text, or, you know, the driver's lap times out here. Speaking of good times, let's take a look at the best.
Kenny, I'm just trying to ride out right now.
Looks like it's going to be
Yeah, that's
Shanawolf, and it's not really going to be close, Luke. He's got a 39.5.
He put up a killer time. He's currently riding P8. You know, he was involved in an incident earlier, but seems to have held on pretty well, and he's still got himself a decent shot out. He's running right now. They're all kind of hunting just a little bit off the leaders there.
Yeah, and Luke, let's take a look at the two
Those two,
leaders.
I know they're good,
As
but
they're going by
making me
this
nervous
time.
up
Next
there.
time by, it's going to be the decider for $30 as the halfway point leader. So
Good job,
Kyler
guys.
Wynn trying to hang on to that and at
Stay
least
right
cover
there,
his
buddy.
entry
I hate
fee and
every
then
single one,
some.
guys.
Dylan Basin,
Not drive.
you know, probably also wanting to get some extra cash in his pocket,
we
buy
still
dinner
got 50
tomorrow, depending on you know, where you live and what you
Nah,
want to
bro,
eat
I'm
at this
done.
point. But looks like Kyler Wynn's got the speed. As far as the backstretch goes, as they come in 3 and 4, seeing if he can hang on to it. I don't think we're going to be going under caution here for it, but I could be wrong. And yeah, Kyler Wynn going to secure himself $30.
Good on him, Kevin. He's got some extra cash in his pocket now.
No.
One of the drivers. Dylan Bason's going to take his shot up here at the lead now, Kevin.
When you talk to stage, right?
Or not the stage, the halfway bonus.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, and Dylan Basin finding a little surge of speed, maybe 1 or 2 laps too late. You gotta wonder, did Kyler push his car to his best of its ability to get that little bonus there?
And they're about single file wide most of the way back there in the front. And I commented on it a little bit earlier, Kevin, just from what I'm seeing here in the back straightaway. I don't know if it's just a case of them racing each other hard or if it really is this. But to me, I think in the straightaways, these guys are really focusing on the side draft of their opponents.
We get our money
They
back.
seem to be getting
We
a
didn't
lot
make
of
it
speed
halfway.
off the side draft with each other, and at least on the back straightaway.
Yeah, you know, I personally don't know the track, don't know how it handles. It would make sense though, and it could also be a matter of, you know, who's trying to ride that leader's draft, because there is some here at Auto Club.
Nicholas, you want that bad, just let me know, buddy.
Looking at the gap there, Kevin, you see a decent gap forming between 11, 12, and 13th place right now, and a big gap between 13. So this is a bit of a fall off there from 10th place and on. In their zone, Tyler Vickery is currently riding in P10. He's right at the tail of that lead group.
You're safe.
Looks like somebody cooked their tires.
Someone's not situationally aware.
Yeah, no, they're cooked, bro. Like, dead completely. I'm fucked.
Yeah, I'm 6/10 off a lap. It's over.
Hearing from the guys in the chat right now, Kevin, it sounds like tires are starting to be felt.
Or maybe it was not the tires.
Yeah, and you know, looking at the last pits, it's about 20 laps to go for all of these guys. This is one of our longer runs throughout the day, and
Let me show you something, Cameron.
I'm not surprised that's felt.
Oh, no way.
Especially with, you know, I'd assume these guys came out here and raced each other as hard as they could on this restart, assuming that, you know, another caution could happen at any point. But, Kyler Wynn has fallen back to P5.
Cameron, go up there and get the
He
lead,
might
bud.
be either trying to save some now or,
Dylan in the back here,
you know,
I'm here, and they
spit
said
some of
slow.
his earlier. Yeah,
That's
Kenny
good.
Wheel now.
That's where
Absolutely,
back
and
to
he's
back.
made it by both those two leaders. He's running P3 for a
Kinda
long
ironic,
time, and
like,
now he's up there in the lead,
In the back. Intercepted.
getting some TV
Really
time.
funny.
Dylan Basin behind him, and Chris
All right,
McCullough,
he in the back is saying
who
that he's slow.
had the fastest lap as of the 25 lap marker. But if we look again, I don't know how fast of a lap time he has now. Best lap time 39.72. So like, I'm seeing like fourth bestest out here. So you know, he's got a very fast car and definitely not in a bad position in this one.
Yeah, I hate to get on this topic, Kevin, but back to the possibility of an alcoholic beverage induced stream. I've been seeing, I don't know how true this is, Kevin, but I've been seeing a hell of a lot of videos recently surfacing
Bush Apple.
of Bush Apple in 25. Now, not saying that's true, but if we did...
Look, man, I don't know why you're trying to convince me. You know I'm
All
done.
I'm
It's up
saying
to-
is a 30 rack for a race wouldn't be out of the question.
Well, you know, if that's something you want to message Wagner about, you know.
Hey, you know what?
Be my guest.
I might
You
put a
know-
little. I might put a little word in his ear. We'll see. We'll see.
But yeah, I don't know. Don't know at all. But Tyler Vickery now up 5 positions in the last 10 laps. At the 50 mark, he was running P10. He's now up to P5.
Bro,
So he's headed in the right
you hit
direction.
me.
Just listen to how much these guys are having to let off.
Like
in the
every
middle of
other
these
lap.
turns, Kevin. We're on the
I
on-road
break at the
side
same
right
point
now.
every
Listen to how much they're letting off here going into turn.
I know, dude. I'm out of the throttle. I promise. It's not.
Yeah.
Sorry, Alex, you got
About
loose in
eighth,
the bottom.
fifth gear right about now.
I literally touched myself going into that corner. Kyler's probably tired of my shit.
She's back on it. You hear those tires squealing still.
Hey, bro, don't worry about me, Kenny. Trying too hard.
Tyler Victory really on his horse now, Kevin. He's
making
up time.
Yeah, and you know, look, you want to take a look at the last lap timings of all these guys and seeing how fast everybody's going out here. Leader's doing a 40.59. Tyler Vickery's doing a 40.43.
Solution to winning this race right now.
Let's see what we got now. Run about 40.7.
Yeah, and you know, it's very tight throughout. All the way back to Warner, who's running the fastest lap from what I can see, at a 40.56.
Yeah, but something tells me
maybe saving his tires a little bit better, but he's got a sizable gap to fill. Leaders are about running exactly even between Kenny Reel and Dylan Basin. How about that lap time for Chris McCullough? He's still getting it going out there, no doubt.
He's running just behind the front two leaders right now, Kevin. He's got himself in a really, really good position here. Just waiting for that window of opportunity.
To recycle again.
Yeah. Oh boy, we're seeing a little bit of bump.
Oh, they're all going quicker. Seems like those top five all had a better lap by about 0.2 of a second there, so maybe everyone's trying to just stay on to Kenny Reel's pace.
Thanks, somebody cook your tire.
Save as much as they can, but at the same time, get as much out of it as they can. You know, they're all single file. There's 39 laps to go, so you gotta start thinking about, you know, when you're gonna start burning these tires off, but I don't think the time is yet.
Yeah, I think we're seeing briefly, we're seeing a little bit of 3 wide there. They're getting close, and oh boy! There's still 3 wide back there, Kevin, and
go back to the gap and see.
out.
I would imagine they lost some speed doing that, but going back and looking at the gap, we're gonna have to find out.
3 wide back there,
honestly, not bad. They seem to have held that together pretty well.
Oh, bumping a little bit back there. It's the 48 and the 31, but they hold it together. Goodness, Kevin, they're racing each other hard here, and it's only lap 62 of 100, Kevin.
Yeah, and you know, there hasn't been a lack of racing throughout any portion of this race. It seems we came off the bat and we had a plethora of cautions, and you know, that's an indicator that these guys are racing each other hard. And then, you know, even when we're on these green runs, it's not unexciting, it's not uneventful. So I think we're gonna see a good 37 more laps as they're getting squirrely again back there.
That seems to be the story of the night, Kevin. They get into that back straightaway and they start bumping around, trying to get up into each other's side draft. There's room for bumping. Pretty wide, getting ready to go to that exit. That's going to be sketchy.
Oh
my God.
Right there.
It's coming, Luke.
I mean, just tension's so high you can cut it with a knife here. They're going 3 wide, getting ready to go through turn 1 now. That's ready to battle. Just as they get ready to go into it, they sort back down to 2 wide. Never mind, 3 wide again. You know, I personally wouldn't expect to see this much 3 wide racing on a track.
See, that's why I was worried about
as small as this, but I mean, it's a very wide track for how small it is. Just looking at the overhead here, it's a very wide track for how short of a track it is. So, I mean, there's enough room out there for 3 even 4 wide racing, but not for long with these turns coming up.
Yeah, and you know, it seemed like with all that 3 wide racing we saw, it kind of looked like Tyler Vickery got the short end of that stick. He's right in P10, around P10, P11, wasn't right around 4 or 5, so maybe mixed up on the wrong line of the 3 wide engagement, and he loses a few.
And we're looking at James Wagner and Kenny McCullough right now. They're running a bit off of the main group right now. They got Nicholas Warner behind them, not too far off, but they're trailing from the lead group here. Not too sure if that's just a bit of a strategy here from the guys back there, or maybe just a bit of issues early on, but we're over halfway through this race, Kevin. We've seen a pretty substantial green flag run out here. What are your thoughts on this one so far, Kevin? Do you think we're going to see this green flag racing we've seen, or do you think from that good bit of 3 wide racing we saw back there, you think we're going to see maybe a caution?
Well, I think it's going to be up to the drivers, obviously, but I think we're going to see a lot of strategy in the near future, you know, based off, you know, do you take a green flag pit and try to split the gap on tires, or do you know, kind of sense another caution coming, so you want to stay out? I think it's going to be a game of decisions out here as the one car goes into the wall, Steven Miles, but yeah, like I was saying, it could go either way, and I think the real, you know, entertainment tonight's going to be seeing what these drivers decide to do in preparation for it.
And assuming we stay green out here, it's gonna make for a very, very interesting race out here. I mean, we saw all of our big caution groups early on in this race. Assuming these guys were to stay green out here for the majority of the ending out here, even, you know, God forbid, see the ending of a green flag out here, it would be just, it would be so weird to see where the guys finish just off of their pit strategies back on what we see back lap, like, what, 35? I think it's saying right there? Yeah, lap 35 is when most of the guys went in. Or some of the guys, they're going to be lapping here in just a moment. Seeing quite a few guys going into the pits now, Kevin. Cameron Craighead, Nicholas Warner, Sizemore Barnes, Dylan going in. Corey Wright as well. Vince Guerrero is in the pits as well. A lot of takers. It's, yeah, the guys are definitely starting to feel some tires out here. I think we're going to probably see the pits coming in here before too long for all the leaders.
Yeah, and you know, those guys towards the back don't really have any track position to lose here, so they're going to come in and get their cars in tip-top shape for the last 30 laps of this one. It's going to be interesting, though, to see when any of these leaders start deciding to take it. The 11 car is going to come in.
Kenny Reel's going in as well. We're seeing David Flanagan, Christopher McCullough, James Shanewolf is going in. Dylan Basin, Stephen Miles, Kyler Wynn, Alex Wynn, Dylan C. Jones, and Tyler Vickery all elect to stay out.
I'm in the boxes.
Now's where it gets interesting, Kevin. Can the guys get around the lap traffic out here? They're electing to stay out. I'm not too sure what their fuel window's looking like. They might have a couple more laps in the tank. If they do, how are they going to react to this lap traffic?
Yeah, you know, they're not going very fast. I think the lap cars, honestly, once they get up to speed, are just going to blow them out of the water, but I want to say if there's fuel, a few of the guys out here are gonna run it long. You know, we see Tyler Vickery stay out. I don't know if anybody else does, but you know, maybe gonna try to run it as long as he can, get any bit of tire advantage he can get on that last green run if we were to stay green.
We're hearing the word from
Dylan Basin comes in.
Pitting this time.
Pitting this time. Yeah, you know, you see the pits right now. The 77 car, the 82 car, Jones, Basin, Miles, all guys that were running up front. So it's going to be exciting to see how they sort out once they leave the pits here. Looks like it's going to be Win with the win off pit road, maybe?
We'll see. He's got the
oh, never mind. He's
spot.
Still in. I got you.
Oh, nope. He's not going to get it. It's going to go to Dylan Basin.
Dylan Basin.
Alex Hill behind him. Vickery just heading in now. It's going to be this. I mean, it's really going to be. Let's see how fast Tyler Vickery's it's going to be. Can he get back out here before some of these guys? I think we saw Dylan Basin getting a little loose on that exit.
Yeah, a little too much speed coming across that safety exit there, but luckily no issues with it. Just, you know, little ass clincher, but Tyler Vickery getting his pit in, and the crew is coming around fast.
He's on his way out.
Here he comes.
Here comes
see how that's going to sort through.
Wrecking.
Notch.
Wreck it.
We're hearing some of the guys in game chat screaming
Why are you just
wrecks.
the
Oh, and they actually are wrecking.
Oh,
Kevin,
I was going to say, oh my god.
Like, you gotta track out for that.
Well, that's really going to benefit Tyler Vickery. He's going to pick up some positions off that.
I couldn't really do anything there, Malik. I didn't know he was going to drive with the early racetrack.
It was net code, bro. It was net code.
Okay, yes. I was about to say, there is no way that they just got the officials to do that. That is insane.
Come on.
They're actually
What happened?
I thought that all the guys in game chat were yelling, wrecking.
Right there.
No, just joking. And then everybody started going, wrecking.
Danny, go by.
I was like, there's no way they actually baited
I gotta let people
RC
by.
into doing it, but no, there was a
I
wreck,
think
Kevin.
the
I believe it
timing
happens
of it-
around Danny Barnes.
Everyone's got to go around me still. Go around me.
Yeah, and you know, there's no doubt that Malik Ray is a trained professional, so any call he makes, we'll stand behind, right, Luke?
Everyone's got to go.
Kevin. I believe that's
Kyler Wynn.
Malik, I'm catching up.
Did we just see a case of netcode, Kevin?
I don't
Wait a minute here. Something's off.
I don't think so, Luke. Honestly,
Yep, we did.
yeah, I mean,
There's
it's
no
definitely
contact.
there.
Lap or something.
It's definitely there, but
Yeah.
the 82.
Yes, you're on the lead.
I mean, just look at that angle of approach there. Even
Tyler,
without the
we
net
do.
code, it looks like there was gonna be contact.
Watch
Take a look
out
at his
outside.
cockpit, maybe.
Hey, bro, can everyone please just calm down and just do what it's telling you to do? If the game's telling you to stay behind the pace car, then stay behind the pace car.
I'm okay. That innocence might hit kind of annoying.
I don't know. It kind of looks like he
The
comes
red
up into
caution,
him.
When the caution was called, it was right as I was at pit exit. Now,
What do you think, Luke?
Let's go back and watch the overhead. Maybe.
might
Let's
make
see
you
if that maybe
run
gives
the
us
pitch.
any.
Take another.
Well, that sucks. That kind of screwed my strategy then.
overhead.
Wow. Felt like I should be restarting up front depending on when the caution came out.
I mean, we see the number 7 just holding his line, and Kyler Wynn definitely comes up into that line. Assuming we're going off the grooves that are made on the track right there. Definitely comes up into him, but
We're not the professionals
Yeah,
though,
we're
so
not
we're gonna
the
have to wait and
Alright,
hear
so
the official
so much for
word
strategy.
on that one.
Yep, next.
but as we cycle through here, I believe
Waited one more lap and went. I swear I thought I was just at the pit exit line when
they're
caution was
they're
done.
discussing it right now.
Like-
Tyler Vickery is claiming that he was ahead of the guys behind him
You
before
good,
the
David?
caution came out.
You wanna go and take a look back at that?
Yeah, I'm talking to
That was
myself.
good. Alright, so here's the time of the caution. This is where it's taking me to.
This is right when yellow comes
This
out.
is, I clicked yellow, and this is what it shows. Dylan
Is there like
Basin
a?
at the start
Can we
finish.
Is there like a big ol' overhead? There we go.
Yep. And I mean, if we're
Where
going
is
off
he?
of time of the caution being thrown, Dylan Basin is here, Tyler Vickery's here.
Okay, well,
So,
I mean-
if we're going off of the time the caution was
Alright,
thrown,
fellas, let's not drive like clowns here. You still have
I
25
think he
laps.
would be the
or
guy
you
up
have
in front,
over 25 laps
I don't know
left.
how they're
He's back
operating
in-
A very
he's
long
back in
time. at this track.
P13, Luke.
And there's plenty of
I'm not-
draft, so you don't have to lead every lap.
I'm not 100% positive
Lead
how
every
that
lap,
works, but
No draft.
mm,
Check.
he's also way behind speed pace, so maybe gonna be able to pick up some positions. We'll see how it sorts through by the time they go green. Anything can happen.
Yeah, they're getting ready to go into turn
Fuck
three
no.
right now, Kevin.
But he
So
invites me back
we'll
in the
see how they
Discord.
sort out as they reverse the lead.
After the race, I'm gonna jump in the voice chat. I gotta definitely ask a question regarding that later on. I'm like super confused and curious now.
Just for some of the guys in the game chat, it seems they're a little confused with the laws. Well,
Bro, you got 26 laps to make up for it, man. Lock in, Tyler. You got this.
yeah, Tyler's going to be forced to the back here. That's... I mean, I hate to be biased because he's our guy, but at the same time, I'm very confused with the call as well, so we'll maybe have to wait till later on in this race to see them bumping a little bit there going off the start. They're green in the back and bumping a little bit off the back. Dylan Basin's going to have the lead, and Alex Hill files behind.
Dylan Basin in the lead out here. Alex Hill behind him and Kyler Wynn behind him. Very similar to what we saw earlier in this race. But then Dylan Basin started P15 and made his way up to the lead. 25 to go here. Luke, anything can happen, but are there any guys that, you've got your eyes on to take home the checkered out here tonight?
You know, Kevin, it's tough for me to call out here with 25 to go, but just from what we've seen out here, Kyler Wynn, Dylan Basin, Alex Hill, all three of those guys have been big front runners. But then again, James Shader, he's P6, Kevin. He was involved in, I believe, a couple incidents throughout the race, but he has managed to crawl his way back and fight his way back up. So we will, I think he's one of the big guys to watch out here.
You're
He's
okay.
been one of the big movers of the night. managed to hang on to it, but
God damn, bro.
it's still anybody's race.
Yeah, and obviously I plan to stay indifferent, and you do too, Luke. But definitely an interesting comment by I think that's Nathan. I don't know. I don't want to.
What to say?
I don't want to falsely accuse, but I think that's Nathan in our chat, with a take on the reason for the incident there. Luke, any opinion on that? I don't know if you've read it yet.
Yeah, focus on driving, stop hitting the wall.
I mean,
Oh,
I'm
no,
obviously
you
not
guys
going to
are
weigh
all
in on it
great,
just
I get it.
because we're here to broadcast, not discuss who was at fault and what the call was. That's the RC's job. But, you know, from what I'm hearing, they're all planning on having a discussion after the race. And I know are we getting in there for the post-race shit, Kevin?
That we are, Luke.
So we might get to hear some of it.
And you know, if this is Nathan, we would love to have you come voice your opinion after the race, if that's something you wish to do.
But regardless, we'll have to wait for all the post-race shoot the shit for the end of the race. We still got racing to do out here. It's Alex Hill with the lead, Kyler Wynn on his bumper on that outside line with Stephen Miles on his door on the inside. You know, just taking a look at the track temp, Kevin, it's 70 degrees out here. It's a decently warm track, so 4 sets of tires out here. These guys are definitely going to be feeling it here in the closing stages of this one. Tyler Vickery back to 14th place, Kevin. He's had a rough restart here. I believe he started, what was that, 10 off the restart?
Well, no. He started at the back of the pack, but he was also at the back of the field behind some lap cars, I do believe. So, you know, definitely not, you know, beneficial to him by any means, but he's, you know, I don't know if you want to take a look at the lap times. He's definitely trying to make up some time out here, as he put up a 39.89, whereas most of the leaders putting up in the 40s. I think he actually had like 3rd or 4th best lap out here last lap. So not off pace. That you can, Lisa, and you know we wouldn't hold that against you if you would like to be biased in the chat.
No, I might just go straight through me.
You guys are all entitled to your own opinions out here. We just try to
Hey, James,
not
you're
be
lagging a
biased
little
out
bit in
here.
turn 3, bro. Just a heads up.
We just like to bullshit about cars more than anything. So.
And the fastest car out here right now seems to be Alex Hill, Luke. He's got the lead. He's been up there all day.
The run on the inside. He's looking for the pass.
Yeah, Stephen Miles getting the speed in the turns. Let's see, I think Alex Hill's going to get the exit speed, and they're going to file back in, but it's definitely some tight racing up there.
And here they come going into turn 3. Bit of a visual here for how broken up the field is here. Not too broken up. We're seeing just a few guys off the main group up there. I believe one of those is Trevor has run off. Let's see, Danny Barnes.
Alright, James, you just blinked again on the front straightaway. If this continues, bro, I'm going to have to ask you to, like, back out.
Starting to get a little bunched up here in the back straightaway. Oh, they're bumping around. Ooh. Hold it together, fellas. And they're 4 wide going into the turn.
Woo.
I knew
a lot of track, and they're using all of it.
And they seem to sort it all out. They're still about 3 wide there near the back. Oh boy, Kevin, they're racing now with just 18 laps to go.
Both people and probably me going all over the place. Sorry.
Yeah, no doubt about it. At this point, they are on the move. You got a fight between Miles and Hill up front too.
No, that was
I mean, they are back and forth for the lead out here.
Turn 2 and then just down the track down the back straightaway.
You're gonna have to let me know what Malik just said there, if it was anything important.
On Oh, there's James Shane Wolf going for the pass on the inside. He's been one of those guys clawing and fighting his way to stay up in the lead pack out here, and he's starting to, you know, he's wanting to get his shot out here in the lead after his spin out there early on. Opting to run that high line here going into the front back straightaway.
Yeah, and he got a lot of exit speed doing so. And he's going to file up into second. He goes high again, tries it again.
Tyler Wynn's behind him now. Guys are all just moving around, trying to see what they can do out here, trying to see where they can make the passes. They're starting to run out of time. We are 15 to go out here, Kevin.
Yeah, and you know, it's getting close to that, you know, go time point. And it seems like these leaders have already started that. And Lisa, the payouts tonight are going to be first, second, third, fourth, and winner of halfway point, which was Kyler Wynn. So 1 through 4 are gonna cash out here tonight.
Really looking at the onboard of Kyler Wynn riding in P3 right now. He's looking pretty good out here all night, Kevin.
Yeah, and you know, it seems like a lot of these guys have held the same exact positions throughout this race, give or take 1 or 2 positions. But you know, some of these other guys we saw get into some incidents early and have made their way back through the field. How about Kenny McCullough?
I'm not too sure if that was an hour end issue there, and I don't think it was. James Shane Wilson plugging out a little bit up there in the front.
Regardless, he's going to be in the lead.
Yeah, one can only hope that's a, like I said, that's just an us issue, but I only saw his car blink there for a minute, so. It's just 13 short laps to go out here, Kevin. They happen quick out here. Let's take a look at the last laps out here. A lot of these guys got to be on their horses out here. The tire wear is definitely showing. They're all running over 40s now. Trying to burn as short of a lap as they can.
Alex Hill with the best, David Flanagan with the best last lap, with Alex Hill not far off. So P2 and 4 both really getting it going out here.
Still there, Cameron.
You know, we haven't talked too much about David
and
Flanagan.
Cameron Craig gets loose on the
talking
inside.
off the track, keep going.
Tyler
and
Vickery's wrecking
multiple
out.
cars.
He's in the middle of the track.
Oh my!
In the middle of the track.
Yeah, and there's the
yellow.
caution, wondering
Are
where
you
it
guys
was.
fucking serious? Can you get the fuck off the track?
And I
Yeah,
heard
yeah, bro.
from Tyler,
I'm
I
not
heard,
gonna lie,
Cameron,
that
you're
was
not
kinda crazy.
clear. And then I heard
I
crash.
wasn't gonna throw a yellow for that, but then like he came flying back up the track, so like I didn't have a choice.
So we're gonna have to go back and take a look at that one. And oh no, we see it right there. They all get stuffed up 3 wide. They're all just trying to make the moves. Let's go back and maybe take a look at that one. Not what you want to see if you're a Tyler Vickery fan. You watch the onboard here of Tyler and see what happens from his point of view. He's riding that second for that inside line right now. And I believe it stuffs up to 3 wide right about here. It's very tight.
Oh, and
Yeah, we're gonna have to put that on.
let's take a look at the overhead of that,
on
because
Tyler.
from that view, it kind of looked like Cameron just, Cameron just came down
on.
on Tyler, but maybe bumped into him. Who knows? As we take a look at Chopper, maybe Fire Chase. I
Bruh.
like it, or whatever this is.
Ooh. And I don't know, Kevin. We'll have to kind of check that one more time. If we're going based off the lines out here.
Which, you know, we can't, because they could be anywhere. It kind of looks like
Tyler kind of
one of those situations of Tyler coming up, Cameron coming down a little.
Clear pass.
Obviously that's never going to work out well. I don't know. Any word from RC?
I haven't heard anything just yet. Maybe let's see if we can go back positions here maybe just a little bit. I want to see if I can maybe get someone behind them. Okay, perfect. We'll watch the onboard of Steve Sizemore.
Oh, and maybe we should watch the 29. Yeah, you know.
It's going to be a tough one. We'll have to hear more about that one later on, Kevin. But
Hey, yo! Trouble!
regardless,
trouble.
that is our 7th caution of the night out here, Kevin, and it's going to be green with 8 to go.
David, bro, you dead ass.
Hell yeah, might be a little drunk.
I think it was a little bit
He's
of a
just heating the
he
tires
came
up
up and he came down kind of situation.
Are you dead ass?
They both thought the lane was available and both ran out of real estate, it seems. Not too sure. We'll probably hear a little more about that one later on, I'm assuming. But while we were talking about that caution, Kevin, I was watching. We saw
Everybody came
pretty
in.
much, yeah, everybody took it
Craighead,
for the
ain't
pit,
that
so
shit?
everyone's
Yep.
going to be running fresh cars out here off this restart.
You haven't heard that meme?
I think we're adults.
Look, if you want to cycle through real quick, did anybody on the lead lap stay out?
Not to my knowledge.
Oh, we're
But we'll take a look.
cheesing, huh?
Nope. Not a soul.
Yeah, that's illegal, Kyle. I'm gonna report you to Irish. They're gonna heat up their tires just to turn each other in turn 1.
Oh.
That's the plan.
I mean, we're hearing from Tyler right here in the chat right now. He didn't even know he was 3 wide there.
Good luck, drivers.
I guess he was under the impression he was running 2 wide there. That's why he was running it so close.
Yeah, and, you know, it was definitely an aggressive move by the 48 to make it 3 wide. But I mean, what we have 12 laps to go. It's one of those things where, you know,
It's go time.
our drivers are going to get aggressive, and more times than not, things are going to happen similar to that.
Yeah, but we're going to be going green this time by Kevin. It's going to be 8 laps to go. It's going to be the call of Kyler Wynn and Dylan Basin on their respective lines, and we're getting ready to get this thing going out here once again. And here we go. We are green once again out here. Kyler opting to have the advantage on the high line here off the restart. Basin thinking he's clear there maybe, and tries to come up into that second line. Alex Hill was there. We are racing out here once again, Kevin. A little bit of wall exit rub there, and we're seeing a lot of cars loose.
Multiple cars.
31 sideways, bumping around, and we're under caution again.
Woo.
Come on, guys. We got to do better.
Yeah, this 75 keeps blinking, bro.
Huh. It happens fast, Luke.
That it does, Kevin, and that's our 8th caution of the evening. Let's go back and take a look at that.
That had nothing to do with you getting loose out of the corner, bro.
I believe that was all the turn 2 exit wall there. We'll have to take a look there. Looking at the
What are
turn
you
2
talking
exit, we'll
about?
kind of get a clue of what happened there. They all come up.
Ignon, are you alive?
I mean, I counted
Ignon.
at least 3 or 4 guys getting involved there with that
I'm
exit wall.
alive, but I'm dead inside.
Let's go back and take a look at the overhead here and see if we can get some clues to what happened there.
Hey, Cameron, you know we're always down to, you know, learn new things. If you want to come hang out in the booth even a little bit when we're doing road course with CMS, talk about the boys at LM and Ninth Gear, you could do that too. But yeah, we're definitely willing to learn about the road courses. Just
Oh,
Man, I can't catch a break.
I mean, I think everybody just gets stuffed up there on that exit wall. A couple of the guys up front
Come
kinda
on, by 29.
get up into the wall and checkups. Obviously, everyone's full throttle right off the restart. Everyone's trying to just make up as much time as they can, get a good dig, and no one really expecting that one. It leads to a lot of vehicles involved there. But That's going to leave us pacing around here once again. I believe that's going to be us going green on, what is that, 5 to go?
Yeah, and Luke, you know, while we're just pacing around, I'd like to talk about, you know, the schedule upcoming in this Super Series that we do on Fridays. Next week it's going to be Trucks at Kentucky. Now that's going to be fun. Xfinity at Rockingham the week following. ARCA at Bristol, and then Wheel and Tour at North Wilkesboro. Hey, Luke.
My mic has been muted.
Well, I was just gonna ask, based off that schedule, does it kind of sound like a hole might be burning in your pocket?
You know, Kevin,
I know you got a lot of those.
the pit in my pocket, it started off as a fire. It has now... Have you seen those, like, those 1,000-degree steel balls that they heat up to, like, 1,000,000 degrees?
Yeah.
That's where we're sitting right about now, so... Definitely an expensive, upcoming week or two for...
I don't know, bro. You kind of just lost it by yourself there. I don't know if you got room to talk.
But...
Maybe some disagreements between Michael Carroll and Cameron Stroop in the chat.
My wheel disconnected. Along with my dignity.
I think the only way to settle that, Luke, would have to be a
Yeah.
a 1v1 battle at the
Make sure you
Roval
apologize to Ward.
between the two of them.
I'd have to agree
care
Kevin,
about that crackhead.
that would be a pretty cool one.
You can send them a nice handwritten letter.
Be going green next time by. It's going to be 4 to go when they go green. Kyler going to have his choice of restart. Dylan Basin maybe behind him. Seems like the same old story, at least for the front
I
guys.
mean, you start calling that out before we get to the start-finish line, man. That's your one warning.
Hell yeah, Warner's about to go.
There you go.
As they continue.
You know
But,
what I just heard in the game chat, Kevin?
Probably tires squealing, to be honest with you. Those
no,
cars are going all over the place.
why did SpongeBob do that?
I can barely turn.
Somebody.
Oh, like a like one of those.
That would be the one.
Interesting. Hey, Luke.
Hey, Kevin.
I don't mean to get you know, some, specific people in the chat a little excited, but that caution really helped Tyler Vicker. He's sitting back in the top 10.
You're going to have to calm down with that blinking,
He's
bro.
going to be
keep
sitting
this
in
up,
9th place,
I will have to ask you to move out the way.
It's going to be
not fair to the
4
guys
laps to
around
go
him.
out here, though, so he's going to have to make some serious
Yeah, it
moves
should
pretty
clear
quick
up
if he
once
wants a
we
shot
get
out
going.
here. But I believe
I'm
we're going
running
to
off
see
a
a
hotspot
pretty
right now on my
tough
phone,
restart
dude.
as
I ain't got internet
pace
right
car is
now.
going to be shuffling its way in, and we're getting ready to go green out here.
Hey,
Maybe
man,
for the
look,
last time
that's
out
not
here
everybody
tonight,
else's problem.
Kevin. At the Auto Club. We're going across the Geico restart, and the flag is waving. Here we go. We're green once again out here, Kevin. Maybe for the last time.
Sorry.
Tyler Wynn's got his choice of the line. He's going to jump down to the
Get a
inside.
black clear.
So he's going to have his turn, I imagine. Yes, he will.
Thank you.
You know, another one not to look out, or not to count out, Kevin. James Shanawolf. He's riding in P4. He's been fighting
He's been
this
quick
whole
all day.
race. He's been
It's
fighting
been an
this
up and down day
whole
for him.
race.
He's got the fastest lap, though.
Yeah, he's really been digging and clawing to try to make things work out here. And he set himself up in a decent position out here with just 3 laps to go this time by, and the leaders are getting a little wobbly. They're too wide now for the lead with just 3 laps to go, Kevin. Dylan Basin's got the lead now on that inside line.
Yeah, 3 to go out here. Kyler Wynn, who already has some money tonight from winning the halfway point prize. Ooh, that looks like Dylan Basin got a little loose there, but he sorts it back together. 2 to go, though. Kyler Wynn leads. They're double file behind him.
Hey, you did it once. You might not
They
want to
are
do it again.
digging. 77. Alex Hill gets right to his bumper there, and 1 and 2. They're getting wobbly. He's trying to hold him off, but they are charging.
Look at James Shane Wolf. He's up there on the, he's back there in 4th place. He's close on him now. He's riding that high line right now, Kevin. He's got the speed. But it's going to be white flag out here as they cross the start-finish. Once again, Kevin, will we see it? Yes, we will.
White flag is out. 1 to go racing here, and Kyler Wynn's still in the lead. They're fighting to find any way around him, led by Dylan Basin, Alex Hill, Shane Wolf, but right now it seems to be in the advantage of the 82 car of Kyler Wynn. They come to the backstretch for the last time tonight, no matter what. Kyler Wynn goes low a little bit. They're trying to get any lick of draft they can get.
Ooh.
Dylan Basin looks to the inside,
He's
and
got
he is
it.
gunning it now. They're side by side. He's looking at the inside. They're coming out of 4. Who's it going to be? They follow Kyler, but into the wall. Kyler on the outside. They come across the finish, and it looks like it's going to be
It's a
Dylan
photo finish.
Basin.
Oh my!
We're reading Dylan Basin by
Oh my.
.00.
Holy shit!
Sorry,
Woo!
that's it.
What a finish!
Wait, they tied.
Wow, let's take a look at that finish, Luke.
Ooh. Yeah, we're gonna have to
Hey,
go
we're
back.
gonna
I
go
mean,
to,
that
we're
was
gonna review for that one.
that's gonna have to be watched.
Hey, good race, y'all.
Let's see if we got a.
We're gonna go to instant review.
See if we can maybe get an overhead here.
What do you think?
I don't know how.
Blowing it down. He just points his nose there at
Both
the
of them
ground
do.
and
Look at
hopes
that.
he gets enough
Oh
speed.
my god! I mean, that was. We're gonna go back and watch it from this angle here. I mean, that was about as close of a finish as you could get.
Yeah, I mean, Kyler Wynn right here has half a car length, and then Dylan Basin just says, hey, you know, maybe picks up a little bit of draft by the car behind him and just points his nose down there into the corner and
Damn.
gets it. Can you pull up official results yet and we see just exactly how close
Hang on a
that
second,
was?
fellas, I'm working with the camera here.
Oh my god.
Oh my
I've never seen it.
lord.
I've never seen that. It doesn't show it.
Woo-hoo-hoo. It's showing the gap
Hey,
is
does anybody know, like,
0.116.
Is it when both of the cars
No.
cross
That's
the whole
P3.
start-finish
Oh
line,
my
or
god,
what?
it
The
is.
1-2 is
I didn't even notice that. What the f-
0.000.
Holy
I think the middle of the car goes through. That's where the transponder is.
I mean, that's got to be
Jesus.
one of the closest finishes we've ever seen out here, Kevin.
Yeah, and you know, we got to talk to these guys. I'll
Yeah.
meet you over in the RNR
So in
server
the
to
live,
Yeah,
get
we
some
got- we got
post-race
one.
interviews going.
but they
Let's
go
get
back to like
Yeah.
over there.
look at who was actually ahead of the line. They have a camera position there. But I don't know. It looks like I'm ahead of the line. But obviously, I had paused with Mo and he's the middle of
Yeah,
the
and
car.
Luke, Michael Carroll's got a good idea. You
Yeah,
want to take a slow-mo look at
think I
TV1 that might
talked
get
to
start-finish
Sandra.
line?
Let's take a look here.
Am I making this call, James, or are you gonna do this?
Like it's the way iRacing scores, ain't it?
Oh my.
Yeah, but they're tied though.
Oh my god.
Nah, not really. They put Basin in front.
Ooh.
I'll tell you what we're gonna do. We're gonna watch the rear chase. This will be our decider right
Well,
here.
I ain't gonna argue with you. All right, Dylan Basin's the winner then. Y'all have a good night.
Sure.
Yeah, and just
Good
looking
window.
at what Heath Jope says in the chat.
You could run to the line there.
Faster than the clock could stop. I mean,
Yeah, we see Dylan Basin. I mean, just barely just. And that is just, like we said, that's got to be the closest finish we've ever had out here. Yeah, I mean, Dylan Basin is definitely just barely. Well, I mean, are you seeing what I'm seeing here, Kevin?
Nope. Can you stream Discord?
I'm gonna show you iRacing.
I just want to see what you're getting from the SDK cams. All right.
Look here. This
Yep.
is Dylan Basin.
Yep.
This is Kyler Wynn.
Yep.
I mean, that is about as close of a finish as we could see. And yeah, that's right. You heard it best in the chat there. I mean, someone's, what is that? He said, paint doesn't determine the outcome, it's the scoring line.
Paint, yeah,
And
I mean,
that's about as close of a finish as we've gotten out here, Kevin. I mean, that was close as hell. We got the, let's see, we're getting a couple of the guys filing in right now for the interviews. We're waiting on second place, waiting on Kyler to get over there and get ready, because
go back just the quarter frame. I mean, I don't know how slow you can really get it to
I don't know if it'll
just
let me
go.
do that.
I mean, absolutely frame by frame.
No.
I mean, look, that's fast as hell.
Well, Kevin, I'm trying to fucking figure it out. Give me a second. It's for some reason
not slowing down no more.
I'm using iRacing. Fuck SDK. It's just being weird for it. So we're gonna literally break this shit down. Oh, wrong button. You have to bear with me. I don't usually use iRacing. All right. So.
All right. While you quietly try to figure it out, I'm gonna get Alex in here for the first interview. Hey, Alex, guys in the booth, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you guys.
Hey, man, you ran well all race. It was kind of a crazy race. We didn't really expect to see as many cautions as we did, being it's not a super speedway where we usually see more. But, a lot of cautions, a lot of strategy out there. But then that last 10-lap run where everyone came in and got a fresh car, you're able to hang on to a P3 finish. How do you feel about that race?
Yeah, I feel pretty good about it. I mean, we did all we could the entire race, and on that last stop, a couple guys, I believe Dylan and Kyler took right sides only, and I messed up and I took all four, man. And these things are better with just right sides on it, being how tight this car is. And it screwed us, but it's all right. We finished P3 and we'll move on to next week.
Yeah, and altogether a good finish regardless. You had the best view in the house, really, of that photo finish between Dylan and Kyler. Did you honestly think Dylan won that from your point of view?
Oh man, at the line, it was close, man. I could see it either way. I could have seen it either way, honestly. I mean, I was looking down at my relative in shock because it was a tie, a literal tie. So I think Dylan just barely edged him out, just barely, but that was with look at the replay. I couldn't really determine that from inside my car.
All right, well, we appreciate it, Alex. Looking forward to seeing what you can do next week in Kentucky. Congratulations on a P3 finish tonight, getting in the money, and thanks for the interview. Anyone like to shout out before we get you out of here?
Yeah, thank you to everyone over at Nightmare Esports, and thank you guys for broadcasting this, both of y'all, and thank you to James for putting this on.
All right, we appreciate it, Alex, and congratulations.
All right.
Appreciate it.
I got the camera up for it, Kevin.
All right, let's see it real quick.
So they're getting ready to come to the line here.
Is this as slow as we're gonna get?
As slow as we're gonna get. God.
I don't know.
It's
I'm getting Kyler in here to see what he has to say about
tough,
it.
Yeah.
Hey, Kyler, guys in the booth, you got a copy?
Yeah.
Hey, man, how about that race? I think you know generally what we're gonna ask about, and that's gonna be that finish there. It was a good race for you all together. I think you got the little bonus. I don't know if you guys did the bonus there at the halfway point. You got it if you did, and then you were able to get what we read as P2 right now on Dylan. You want to talk us through how that last lap went?
Yeah. Close finish. I kind of sold it at the end. I did two things wrong. First, I hit the wall at a 4. Second, I shifted. Dylan didn't, and I think that's what won him the race. If I stayed in 5th gear, coming to the line, Dylan stayed in 5th, and as soon as I shifted, I lost like about an hour on him, giving positive momentum. He barely beat me to the line. Or I don't know, that's debatable, but
Yeah.
not Dylan beat me. He's an extremely good driver. I've raced him plenty in officials. He usually dogs me. It was fun to run with him. Yeah, I took 2 tires there at the end, and they worked. They worked better than I thought they were gonna. I thought they were gonna. I'm gonna be honest, but either way, good race. I got a halfway bonus, so some little extra cash there. Yeah, fun.
Yeah, a great night for you, getting that bonus and getting in the money in the P2. Not getting the checkered, but I still would not be upset if it was me with that finish. We saw a little bit of controversy in our chat. I will ask, do you have any thoughts on the incident between you and Danny there? I think a little after halfway through the race.
Oh, I didn't even look at that. I was gonna go back and look at it. But yeah, what happened there was race control called it netcode. So I didn't look at it. I'll go back in the broadcast there and have a look. But from my perspective, I think you're supposed to track out off the corner. I think he could have tracked out more. I feel like there's a lot more room to the wall. And honestly, with him being that slow, it was hard. Like when I caught him, it was weird. It's like he was so much slower than us. I wasn't expecting, to be honest, inside off the corner. I did lift, but it was plowing on new tires. But I think it was a tad bit netcode, and also he could have been tracked out further. The race control caught a netcode.
Yeah, and there definitely was some netcode, and it didn't look, as far as the broadcast goes, like you guys touched. So, just one of those things, I think. But all in all, a great race for you, getting some extra cash. Looking forward to we're looking forward to seeing what you can do at Kentucky next week. But as of tonight, congratulations and thanks for the interview. Anyone like to shout out before we get you out of here?
Yeah, you guys for broadcasting do a great job every week. I appreciate all the effort you put into these. James Wagner and everybody involved on the administrative side of RNR that make this possible. All the PGR team, they're really orchestrating all of this and make this possible. So I'm grateful for them and factory setups on the car.
Hey, we appreciate the kind words and congratulations, Kyler.
Yeah, thank you.
That was Kyler Wynn getting a second place finish, Luke. One could say that was a first place and a half finish by how close it was. But you know who we're gonna talk to now.
Yeah, let's bring him on in here, Kevin. It's time for the race winner.
Hey, Dylan, guys in booth, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
I think you know what we're gonna ask you about first. Yeah, it was a dominant race for you throughout a lot of it, but that last lap, man, we gotta ask about it. How were you able to get the 0.00001 edge over Kyler there?
I threw everything out my car to reduce the weight coming to the line. So, the steering wheel, we just drew that out. The seat, we were just sitting on the floorboard, trying to reduce the weight, get that run a little bit. So I was just driving with the shaft like Dale Jr. And, it worked out. Honestly, I've tried to get a better frame of the finish, but, for some reason, iRacing, when I go to skip between frames, either goes from the frame before we get to the line or until after we start crossing it. So I couldn't get, right in the right line. But looking at it, I feel I can cover a little bit more of the line, just a teeny tiny bit. So, I'm glad we can get that win. Other than that, I had to put all the pieces back in the car. They'd be damaged on the front stretch now. Hopefully they're still usable.
Yeah, and a great race for you. You started around 15, I think, and then you worked your way up, and then it seemed like you were in the front of the pack for the majority of the day. Kyler said that he thinks the difference there was him shifting and you not. Would you have to agree with that?
It could be. Yeah, I noticed he was shifting earlier in the race, and I wasn't doing it the whole time. I noticed he was getting runs down the straightaway, so that probably was the difference. Because the left rear side drive that I was giving him was not doing anything down the front stretch. So I was like, oh crap. I waited as hard as we could, or as long as I could, to try to build up the run and pull him back. And I eventually had to pull down, and I just barely got the run I needed to go get there and take the win from him.
Yeah, and congratulations on the win. It seems like you've dominated the past, or not past 3 weeks, but the few weeks we've seen out of the RNR Intermediate Track Series. Looking forward to seeing what you can do in Kentucky if you do make it there. But yeah, thanks for the interview. Anyone like to shout out before we get you out of here?
Yeah, it's the Team Conti guys, and obviously the guys putting this race up, and then thank you guys for commentating.
Hey, we appreciate it, Dylan, and congratulations. Go celebrate.
Will do. Thank you.
That was Dylan Basin, Luke, with a great win out here tonight. I mean, giving us some content, maybe throwing it on the YouTube channel later. I mean, whew, I think that's the closest we've seen officially on a broadcast. We saw a .00 on the tower, but then when we went in, it was .001. I don't think we've ever seen a .000, Luke.
I don't think I have, Kevin. I mean, that was easily the closest finish I've ever broadcasted. I mean, an absolute nail-biter there for the win. Like Heather said, I mean, I was looking back when I was watching through the replays while you were doing the first interview there. I didn't even catch that Kyler hit the turn 4 exit wall up until watching it like the 5th time back. He hit the turn 4 exit wall. Like he said there, I mean, if he doesn't hit that turn 4 exit wall, I mean, I think he just might have still had the momentum to win that one, but regardless, I mean, it panned out how it did, and Dylan Basin wins an absolute nail-biter. I mean, it was an absolute blast out here for the season opener, Kevin.
Yeah, and I mean, like Dylan said, the side draft didn't really seem to be working there on those last couple laps. We thought Kyler was going to walk it in, but then, crazy things happen going across the front stretch at tracks like this. He hits the wall, loses a little bit of speed. I don't think he lost too much off that. It really seemed to be that difference maker was, I mean, just a surge of speed by Dylan Basin right there at the line. So, I mean, just crazy stuff.
Yeah, no doubt, Kevin. And I mean, just looking around, we're not seeing any post-race shoot the shit. It seems like it was all sorted out pretty well near the end of the race anyways. But regardless, I mean, do we have anything else we need to talk about? Any upcoming races we need to mention or anything like that before we get things signed off?
Yeah, before we get out of here, I would like to, thank the guys at RNR, thanks to Wagner, Mountain, thanks to Malik for doing RC tonight. We're going to Kentucky next week with RNR, same time, same night with this series. Other than that, I think the only other race we have in the next few days is going to be CMS in the trucks. That's going to be Sunday night, and there's going to be 3 ninth gear racing drivers out there. So, keep your eyes peeled for some ninth gear burnouts after, because I think we got a good shot in this one. But, other than that, I think that's about all I've got.
Yeah, as we always say, a big special thanks to the guys for putting it on, thanks to the drivers for making it happen, and thanks to the viewers for watching at home. This has been the Ninth Gear Broadcasting crew, and we will see you all